'Twas the night before Krimmas, and all throughout, Dr. Gool had been lurking. He'd been all about. He'd been to the neighbors, taking Krimmas lights down. He had to get home before they found him around. With the wires all hidden and evidence swept, the doctor returned to his mad scientist nest. Okay, let me stump you right there. You see, I know I just rhymed swept with nest, and that doesn't actually work real well, but in my defense, dude, swept is kind of a tough word to rhyme, man. I mean, there's swept, there's slept, there's is leapt the word, or is that leaped? I'm not an English major, man. I'm a cook, man. I don't know. There's a lot of pressure, and sometimes these words are hard to rhyme, man. I, in my lab coat and Bob in his hat, we stumbled across the most interesting stash of recipes and foodstuffs, of cooking up food. Antique instructions for our mad scientist brood. The pages were aged and browned with time. The food sounded good, though not as good as mine. I looked as I could, I looked as I might, to find something sweet for the cold Krimmas night. I looked past the meatloaf and bologna and hash and focused on sweetmeats instead, with a dash. Let's see what we got here, man. Larkin Housewives Cookbook. Good things to eat. Well, I think we can probably make that happen. Let's see what we got here. Oh my God, it must have been signed by John Hancock or something. 1927. Let's look what we got here. Woo! 1923. We're going back, man, back when I was just a teenager, man, or in my 30s or something. I don't remember. I've slept since then. Ooh, we got all kinds of cookies, oatmeal cookies, Eagles date cookies. I don't know what that is. Oh, chocolate cookies, coconut or sugar cookies, man. Let's see, we get mixed together thoroughly. 1 cup of lard or butter, got that. 2 cups of sugar, good. 2 eggs, yeah. 1 cup of, you know what? We're not gonna do no coconut. Coconut is like albino spiders, man. We don't want that. Okay. Sift 2.5 cups of flour with 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay, I want to go on record at this point as saying we're not going to do that. Okay, we're going to get like some self-rising flour and just wing it. Let's see, if it's not stiff enough, you add more flour to roll it out quite thin, bake quickly. And for sugar cookies, leave out the coconut and add a teaspoon of lemon extract. We're probably not going to do that either because I don't like the lemon in there. But we're using some really good sugar, so that should work out okay. All right, now a little antique book. Let's see what we can do. This is going to be an educational trip, so let's put it together. Okay, kids. Now this is going to be a very special episode of Cooking with Dr. Gool. We're doing something just a little bit different. You see, the good doctor here, man, I'm a cook. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy, a meat and starch, a meat and vegetable, a meat and gravy. You see the pattern, okay? The only thing Dr. Gool really bakes is his amazing, fantastic cheesecake. But I digress. You see, we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to make some traditional Christmas cookies, man. Yeah, give yourselves a hand, man. Big cookie fans. All right. And we're going to be following an antique recipe we found in this happy little book right here. Little antique 1923 edition of Larkin's Housewives Cookbook. I have no idea who Larkin is, and I'm perfectly content with that. You see, but that's like grandma's cookbook or great-grandma's cookbook, depending on how old you are. And here's a little secret. Pull it a little closer. There we go. I don't bake, man. So making cookies is going to be an education for me and hopefully an education for you. So this is going to be real time, guys. So if these things burn, they burn. And I'll show you they burn. If they turn out great, they'll turn out great. And you'll look at me and say, Dr. Gool, you were truly the greatest cook ever known to humanity. hope for that second one. We took flour and egg. We took butter and cream. We set to make cookies that taste like a dream. I mixed it all up in a bowl with a grin, the whole time awaiting that sweet tasting sin. Okay, now we've sliced up the butter here, got it out here, got it all spread out here, got it nice and warm. We don't want it straight out of the refrigerator because that just won't do any good at all. We got our sugar. Now, Dr. Gool always says it's all in the ingredients, man. And this is always the case. I'm using some raw sugar, man. Raw sugar is the way to go. It's got all that extra flavor. It's always a little darker, man. It's always a little richer. And that's not to be confused with brown sugar, which is a whole different animal. That stuff doesn't do it all. Ooh, making a mess there. But that's all right. That's what Dr. Gool does, man. Now let's take our mixer here and put in some of this butter and sugar together. Let's see what else we can do here. Egg number 1 will come in. Egg number 2 will come in. Now let's try all that flour, man. Look at that. Now we're going to fold that in a little bit. That way, we're not just putting the mixture straight in there. That won't do it all. There we go. Put that in there. Get that incorporated there. Get it together. It'll take it just a minute or two. Go on back, get that dry flour. Get it down into the mixture there. Because we don't want it just flying all over the place. That's never good. Now, let's see if this will work without going everywhere. I have my doubts, but let's see. Okay, now just keep mixing like I did, man, and it'll come out. You'll get a little doughy ball right there. A little bit of stickiness to it, not too bad. See, that's kind of firm. All right, what we're gonna do, got the table area floured up. We got a rolling pin here, nice and floured up. I'm gonna put this out here, we're gonna roll it up, and we're gonna see how that all turns out. cookies for Krimmas? Who would have thought? With something like this could be easily bought. We cut them all out and panned them all swiftly and set them in preheated oven 350. Okay, here we've got it. We got our little ball of dough here. It's still a little sticky, man, so we're going to drop a little bit of flour on there, you know. I'm going to push that out. Hope to God it doesn't stick. Oh, so far we're lucky. So far it ain't sticking. But you know what? We're going to have a lot of flour here. I'm already seeing that, man. I'm already seeing that. And somewhere out there, I can hear you going, don't use too much flour, man. That's okay. I can live with this. This is an educational experience. So get that out. Make sure it's not sticking. There we go. Says the expert. And let's flour that a little bit. Make sure it's all over here. And then we'll roll that bad boy out. Try to hold this even. Make that kind of thin. Ooh, I go all the way to the toaster with it. There we go. Let's see if that's going to hold it. All right. Yeah, I know. I'll cut that part off and then roll it flat again later. So here's where we got. Now let's start to cut our pieces. I'm going to break it right there. We've got classic, traditional Christmas rat. Got the little Christmas rat there. Let's see how that goes. Ooh, look at there. That's a pretty rat. You get another Christmas rat right there. Here you go. There we are. That's it. That's Christmas rat. And there we go. Let's get 3 or 4 of those there. One for Dr. Gool. One for Bob. One for Charlie. One for Dr. Gool. All right. You got their traditional Christmas cat right there. You know, Christmas, probably a black cat, you know. Little black cat here. Do another one, you know. I'm seeing already, we probably should have done this a little bit thinner, but you know what? We didn't. That's all right. Put those pieces in there. And let's get some Christmas cats, some Christmas rats. Christmas upside down guy. You know, get him out of there. Little Christmas outside down guy. There we go. Oh, and he came out there with it. So I'm thinking maybe a little bit more flour on a cookie cutter there next time. So I'm going to finish doing these guys. We're going to get them on a tray, and we're going to see how this turns out. It's a hangout. For 20 whole minutes, they'd sit in the heat, then taken out, ready. Soon we could eat. All right. Here's what we got, guys. We got some misshapen cats and rats, but, you know, they kind of hold that general shape, you know. They kind of look like McNuggets right now, if you want to know the absolute truth. But I'm going to trust our little cookbook here that these are going to turn into wonderful, sweet cookies. So I tell you what, we've got 20 minutes coming up, and while these things are baking in here, so hang out and see what these wind up looking like here in another 20 minutes. So ask yourself, what can you do for 20 minutes? Okay, kids, here we are about 15 minutes later. Actually, I thought it was going to be 20 minutes, but apparently that is incorrect. This is the first batch. I say first batch because things didn't turn out quite as planned, you know. They don't look like mice anymore. They don't look like
That looks like a pregnant sheep or something, and maybe like some bizarre elephant or something. But and then somebody that's going to have a definite heart problem. Now the second batch, we turn the heat down from 350 to about 325. There we go. Guy still got like a crooked neck, but that's a little better, you know. We got kind of a mouse, kind of a, you know, omelet looking thing, but that looks like a cat. I think that looks like a cat if you squint your eyes, you know. That could be a cat. I think the little guy there, he seems to have neck problems every time we see him. But these look a whole lot better, man. So let's go with 325. Let's go for about 15 minutes. And that's what you're gonna get. Come back here in just a click or two, and we'll see what the finished product looks like.
The time went by quickly, and we pulled them all out and let them cool. 10 minutes about. Okay, kids, here we are about 10 minutes later. We've let our cookies sit. Now, the first batch is a little crunchy because, well, first batch, okay? So ease up. Now we're gonna take some ancient traditional green icing in a tube, as used by the Aztecs. It is, you will note, Dr. Gool green. And let's see, let's just write on the mouse's head here. There's Dr. Okay, let's just draw some lines. There we go. Just drawing green lines. There we go. Green icing lines, man. Oh, yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that. Let me get all over them there, big lines. Oh, look at that big Dr. Gool green. That's my favorite there. Let's get this little guy here, you know. Yeah, there we are. Let's get all of them with a little bit of here. Now, some bizarre heretic may not want icing on their cookies, so we'll leave those alone. Blech. And we will take some Gool green sprinkly crinkle sugar thingies. I think that's the scientific name. We throw them on there. You know, make everybody happy, or make nobody happy. But they'll look green, and that'll make me happy. Now, our second batch that we worked so hard on, we lowered the temperature, brought it back up to the same amount of time, about 15, maybe 20 minutes, give or take. Watch them, man. That's why there's glass on front of the ovens, is you can watch these things. We'll get a little icing on these guys. We get the upside down guy. It looks like he's having a neck trouble there. We get some of the mice there. We get them green. I know you're not seeing the details here, but I'm doing it so you can get the spirit of it, man. Get to the Krimmassy spirit, you know. Get your cookies green. Get your stuff together. Bake it all. And let's be honest, man. Krimmas cookies aren't about making a perfect dish. Krimmas cookies are about cookies you can share with your friends, with your neighbors, with your dog. Now, it wouldn't give it to the dog. That's bad. But they're to share, man. And if they're not perfect, guess what? People are gonna dig them because they're Krimmas cookies. So thanks a lot, guys. We hope you enjoy this batch. And we waited. We sprinkled traditional shapes. The Krimmas black cat and the rat, but not grapes.
Yeah, I know. It was a cheap rhyme. Sue me.
All right, here we go. The proof is in the pudding. Proof is in the cookies, actually, because pudding would not. Anyway, let's try the crunchy, what we think is going to be the crunchy cookie. Definitely crunchy. But not bad. It's got some good taste. Now let's try the one that looks like a cookie. Not a biscuit. Oh, there we go. A little softer. Firm without being crunchy. Well, too crunchy. You want a little crunch. 325 degrees. 15 minutes. Other than that, use the recipe that's in the book and enjoy. Bon appetite. Our cookies prepared, we sat with wide grins, ready for sugar to sprinkle our chins. We ate the whole dozen. We ate ourselves fat. Then we settled right down for our long Krimmas nap. So, until next year, I'll say it outright. Happy Krimmas to all, and to all, a good night. Happy Krimmas, everybody.